Lesson 4, Topic Solving Systems by Elimination, Part 2. Learning target, I can solve a linear system using elimination. Key vocab words, system of linear equations, two or more linear equations graphed on the same coordinate plane. A solution to a linear system, remember this is a coordinate point. It must be written as a coordinate point. And it's because it is the point where the lines intersect. That is the solution. It is on the graph where those two lines would intersect. It is also the coordinate point that makes both equations true. So we can plug in that x value and that y value to both equations, and it will make them both true. Substitution is one of our solving methods and is replacing a variable with its equal value. And then our final way of solving elimination is to get rid of through addition or subtraction. And to eliminate, we do need opposites, because opposites are two numbers the same distance from 0, like 3 and -3. If I add those two together, they become 0. So that eliminates those numbers. Quick check, what would be the pair that eliminates? Tell me an ed puzzle. Should have said that the 2x and the -2. The pair that eliminates would be the x's, the 2x and -2x. Those are opposites, so they make 0. And then we could add up the rest and continue solving our system. The question that we're going to answer today in our notes is, what if there are no opposites? If you look at that system of linear equations, there are no pairs of opposites. None of those pairs will make 0. So we're going to show you what to do when there are no opposites already. So I have this system, 4x plus 5y equals 35, and -3x plus 2y equals -9. Now there are no opposites already, as we've shown, so we have to multiply to make opposites. So if I look, opposites are already positive, negative. So if I look at my x's and I look at my y's, the question I'm going to ask is, do I already have a pair that's positive, negative? I do. The x's are already positive, negative. So I'm going to work with changing the x's to be the same number, but one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative to make that opposites. So an easy way to figure out a number that will work is to just multiply the two numbers together. 4 times 3 is going to be 12. So I'm going to change my number to be 12. So to do that, I just have to multiply the top equation by 3, because 3 times 4 is going to make 12. So I'm going to do that first. 3 times 4 is 12x. 3 times 5, we're just distributing. 3 times 5 is 15y. 3 times 35 is 105. So that's that first equation. Now we're going to multiply the bottom equation by 4, because -3 times 4 is going to make that -12x. And now we have that opposite effect. But in order to keep the equation the same, we have to multiply every number by 4. So 4 times 2 would be 8y, and then 4 times -9 would be -36. When you do these operations, just really pay attention to those signs so we get the correct pieces lined up. And now when we look, we see opposites now. 12x and -12x are going to cancel. And now I can just add up the rest of these. So I get 23y equals 105, take away 36 is 69. The last step, we'd solve for y, divide by 23, divide by 23. We get y equals 3. So now we need to solve for x. So when you solve for x, I want you to go up to the original equations, so not the ones we multiplied to change, the original equations, and pick one. I'm going to pick the top one because it has all positive numbers, so I'm going to use 4x plus 5y equals 35 to solve for x. I know y is 3, so I can replace y with 3. I can do 4x plus 5 times 3 equals 35. I would like you to finish solving that equation to solve for x. So when you solved it, you should have gotten x is 5. You can see my solving steps there. And then remember, we do need to write our answer as a coordinate point. So the point where the two lines would cross is 5, 3. All right, let's try another one. We have 6x plus 5y equals 19, 2x plus 3y equals 5. So again, we need to multiply both equations to make opposites. So if we look, right now we do not have a positive negative pair, so we're going to have to make that positive negative pair. So what we could do is we could change our x's or we could change our y's. So in this case, I'm going to show you that we don't always have to multiply both equations. Sometimes we only have to multiply one. So if I look here, I have a 6x. My question to myself is there a number I can multiply 2 by to make 6? And the answer is yes. 2 times 3 equals 6. But right now my 6 is positive, so I'm going to want to make that negative. So I'm going to want to multiply it by negative 3 instead of positive 3 to make negative 6. So I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 3. When I do that, it'll give me negative 6x. Negative 3 times 3y is negative 9y. And negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Now I'm going to rewrite our top equation right underneath. So we have 6x plus 5y equals 19. And now when we add these up, we are going to have a pair of opposites. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. Negative 9y plus 5. Please take those signs with the numbers. That's negative 9. So that would be negative 4y equals negative 15 plus 19 is positive 4. We're going to divide both sides by negative 4. And we get y equals negative 1. So now we need to solve for x. So again, we're going to go up to the original equations, and we can choose either equation. I'm going to choose the bottom equation, 2x plus 3y equals 5. I know that y equals negative 1, so I can plug that in for y. 2x plus 3 times negative 1 equals 5. I'd like you to solve that equation and determine what x is. So when you solved it, you should have gotten x equals 4, and then that last step is just writing it as a coordinate point for negative 1. One last example here. Now, if we look at our two equations, before it was always x, x, y, y, and then your number, equal sign. You're not adding or subtracting, whatever it was. And if you look here, right now we have an x and a y that's lined up. So an easy fix to an equation that looks like this is we just need to rewrite that bottom equation and move that x over to the other side. So we have 2y equals 3x plus 6. If I want to move 3x to the other side, I just have to undo it. Right now it's a positive, so I subtract minus 3x minus 3x. And I would get negative 3x. This 2y is positive, so I'm going to put plus 2y equals 6. So now if I write the two equations together, I put that top equation right here below that, you can see that right now we have opposites. So then they would cancel and we could continue solving from there. So sometimes we just have to rearrange the equation to make it work, and I just wanted to show you one example of that before you move into your practice.